Hey everyone, Mah-Dry-Bread here. Pokemon Platinum with only one Shedinja was the craziest challenge run that I've done in several years now. Let's follow that up with one I've been waiting to do for quite a while. Today's the day that we figure out, would I be able to beat Pokemon Heart Gold with a team of only one Krabby? Alright, I love Krabby, and this is one of the games where it's actually pretty good. We've got almost no health, special attack, or special defense, but our attack and defense are both fantastic. Plus, we have either Hyper Cutter for immunity to attack drops, or Shell Armor for immunity to crits, so either way, pretty good ability. By level up, our moveset isn't amazing, but Vice Grip is decent in the early game, Stomp is decent for once we hit level 25, and Crabhammer is a pretty solid move later in the run, although its accuracy is lower in Gen 4 than it is in the later games. By TM, there's a few moves that we could learn that might be good. I would say that Ice Beam is good, but with only 25 special attack, maybe not. I wish I could get Brick Break, but that's a Battle Frontier TM. Swords Dance shouldn't be hard to get though, and that would make us incredibly powerful. I'm thinking that Swords Dance paired with a good physical move will be our path to victory. Also, this is one that you guys picked over on a poll on Patreon. It was tied with that Emerald Dark types one, so I decided to just do both of them. Like always, I'm writing the script as I go through with the challenge, so all this part is being written before I've started. Everyone comment down below and guess if I can win or not. Although I think I can win, Lance is going to be pretty brutal. Most of his team resists our Crabhammer, so that fight could be pretty hard. Let's explain the rules. In combat, I can only use Krabby. I'll need other Pokemon to use HMs, but I won't be allowed to use any of those Pokemon in battle. No items in battle, only Pokeballs, held items, and items outside of combat are allowed. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more. And I guess hype the video. I hate that there's a new thing now. It feels wrong to say something different at this part. Whatever, let's do this. Before I say anything else, the tutorial person at the start of the game always has a randomized Pokemon, and this time it was a Kingler. I feel like that's a sign that things will go very well this run, some kind of good omen. So right off the bat, I used the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Totodile with Krabby so that we can do the whole run with it. I picked to replace Totodile so that our rival would have Meganium, probably the hardest for us to fight. I named him Grand Naniwa, like last time. Our nature is Bashful for neutral stat gains. Now, I tried looking up the IVs with an IV calculator, and obviously we're only level 5, so I can't get exact numbers, but apparently both the attack and special defense is between 30 and 31, so nearly as high as it gets, maybe maxed. The speed is somewhere below 19, and the special attack is crazy low at below 9, but this still seems pretty usable to me. I'm gonna roll with it and hope for the best. Plus, we have Shell Armor for immunity to crits, and I figure that that's the more useful ability in a solo run. Alright, so we're on the road, and early travel is easy. We have very high attack and defense, and most early game stuff hits us with physical attacks, so I'm really not too worried. Our terrible base special defense might make you think that Bellsprout Tower could be hard, but they're just such a low level that I'm sure we're going to sweep them anyway. My only concern is making sure that we're a high enough level to out-damage the Flying Gym's healing that they get from Roost. I don't think that's going to be hard, though. Oh yeah, and I love that Krabby walks sideways like a crab when he follows us. That's such good attention to detail. Wow, the Flying Gym was actually really close. Pidgey was a one-shot, but Pidgeotto was faster than us, and Gust is a special move, so it actually hit us pretty hard. We had only 3 health when we won with Vice Grip, but that was really all up to luck on damage ranges. We absolutely could have lost that fight. Alright, with that done, we have the Bug Gym and the Rival Gym. Now, the Bug Gym might actually not be that hard thanks to us being physically tanky, and we don't have to worry about Focus Energy causing crits since we have Shell Armor, but I do think that our rival could be difficult. We only have incredibly weak moves for fighting Ghastly, and it's got Levitate, so I can't learn Mud Shot and use that. Between our base stats and IVs, I figure that we're going to be borderline useless with special moves. As soon as we win that fight, though, we get access to Swords Dance, and that's going to make us unstoppable, at least outside of ghost fights. So let's see what happens. Man, I kinda thought this would be close, but it really wasn't. Scyther just U-turned 3 times to beat us. The Kakuna and Metapod that he switched to never hit us, but also we never hit Scyther once. Am I really gonna have to grind for this fight? Maybe I could spam Harden against the Metapod or something. Alright, never mind on grinding, this really wasn't that bad at all once I spammed Harden on Metapod. It forced Scyther to change up his moves, and he hardly did anything to us after that. I still don't know if I'm ready for the rival fight though because of that Ghastly. Alright, well we lost a few times at the start from Curse, but this time he used Mean Look instead, and it was a 2-shot, so Ghastly wasn't all that bad. Then second is Bayleaf, and thanks to a crit, it was actually just a 2-shot, so this is going great. Last is Zubat though, and we got poisoned from Bayleaf and quickly got confused and hit ourselves. I was worried I was going to ruin all the good luck we had at the start by fainting, but we managed to get by. Alright, it's time for Voltorb Flip. Like usual, I'm save stating like crazy to cheat this minigame. I do like Voltorb Flip, but it is brutally slow to get coins, and time is of the essence. We need Swords Dance and probably a wide lens, since that'll help us with the low accuracy of Crab Hammer. Once we have Swords Dance though, I figure that we're going to completely destroy the normal gym. The rival fight and the ghost gym, I'm not really sure about those, but maybe Swords Dance and the Metal Claw will just let us sweep them. Ooh, I should get a metronome too, that's a pretty good held item. So first is the normal gym, and obviously 2 Swords Dances and a couple Vice Grips just swept them. We even have the metronome item, so those Vice Grips will get stronger as we spam it. I should probably replace it with Strength soon though, just so that I have a stronger move. I'm feeling good about Swords Dance letting us sweep the next few fights as long as we don't get cursed though. After that is the rival, and this took several tries because what the Ghastly does at the start is pretty much just random. And if we don't use 2 Swords Dances, then we can't get past Bayleaf. Eventually though, he just wasted a lot of time, and although we took crazy damage from hitting ourselves in confusion after 2 Swords Dances, we still just swept them. I do worry that our speed is going to cause an issue in the Ghost Gym though. Alright, well, after a few tries we managed to get a Swords Dance in, and then take out the first Ghastly, but the Gengar right after it sped us and one-shot us with Shadow Ball, so we obviously are not ready for this yet. I'm gonna go clear out some of the western routes of trainers and then come back. Well, this was weird. I cleared out a ton of trainers to gain a few levels and came back, and then Gengar uses Sucker Punch. Well, that's a physical move, so it really didn't do much, letting us pretty easily sweep his team. Why didn't he just use Shadow Ball again? That was a much stronger move. Well, alright, I guess that means that we're on the move again. It's the Fighting Gym, the Steel Gym, and the Ice Gym. I don't think the Fighting Gym is going to be too bad, and I'm not worried about the Ice one either, but the Steel Gym could be a problem. I don't know how we're going to build up our attack to sweep the Magnemites before they paralyze us, and even if we make it to Steelix, I'm sure it's going to knock us out before we can get all 3 Swords Dances in, and I fully believe I need those Swords Dances. Maybe I need to learn Dig and use it to beat the Magnemites, and then Swords Dance until I'm about to faint and see if a single Dig can take out Steelix. Or maybe we'll just have Crab Hammer by the time we get there, and that could be strong enough to just overpower them, assuming we don't miss. Dig might be a long shot, but Crab Hammer wouldn't need to be too lucky. Alright, first is the Fighting Gym. Primeape literally didn't land a hit on us, and Poliwrath just missed Hypnosis and hit a weak Body Slam before fainting to a critical Stomp. I kinda figured that they wouldn't be able to do anything to us. After that, I did the Rocket Hideout, then the Ice Gym. First was Seal, so I powered up a bit and took our time, but we lost some health and speed to Icy Wind before he went down. Piloswine was second and actually hit us really hard with Mud Bomb before we took him out. I think we only got hit because of that speed drop letting him go first. Last is Dugong, and he nearly took us out with Aurora Beam before we landed a one-shot. That was actually a lot closer than I was expecting. Oh well, here I was worrying about the Steel Gym, but now that we have Crab Hammer, it really wasn't bad. The Magnemites were one-shots, and although a miss against Steelix resulted in us taking some damage, we still won pretty easily. It didn't hurt us all that bad, and we got a 2-shot. Nice and easy. Next is the rival fight, and it starts well with us using Swords Dance, taking a bit of damage from Air Cutter, then we got a one-shot with Stomp. Meganium was also a one-shot with Stomp, so that's a big threat down, and after that was a one-shot on Magnemite, so I figured that this would be smooth sailing. It got harder from there though, as Haunter was faster and hit us really hard with Shadow Ball. Still, Crabhammer hit, so we took it out. Last is Sneasel though, and I thought we were going to faint from Feint Attack, but we hung on with only 6 health and got the win. That was so much closer than I was expecting. Alright, well, that last fight was nearly a loss, but I actually feel good about the upcoming parts of the run. Yeah, the Dragon Gym is normally awful in Heart Gold, but honestly, the Swords Dance has me feeling pretty good about it. As long as I can build it up for a bit, I think I can pretty much bulldoze anything. Like, I don't need to seriously worry about Intimidate for once, and what can the Water Onix even do to us? It's a water-type physical attacker. I think we're going to be fine as long as we're faster than most of his team. Then it's our rival again, and although he was hard last time, we're going to fight so many trainers between here and there that we might end up outspeeding his whole team. Then it's going to be easy. Let's see if we can breeze our way to the Elite Four. Okay, so first try at the Dragon Gym, and thanks to being slower than Water Onix, we got totally destroyed by 3 Dragon Rages. That move always does exactly 40 damage. I forgot he has that. If we were faster, then I don't think this would be as much of an issue, but we're slower. That's alright, I'm just gonna level up until we're faster. I'm pretty confident that we can win once we are. Alright, so I got up to level 58, and that's the first level where we're faster. We have exactly enough health that 3 Dragon Rages would make us faint, so I used Swords Dance twice and then swept 3 of his Pokemon. The problem is last is Kingdra, who's faster than us and easily finishes us off with Hydro Pump, and that's despite us resisting it. I'm not sure if it makes more sense to get faster than Kingdra, or to just have more health so that we can survive longer. I have the Metronome item on, so those stomps are going to be pretty strong by the time Kingdra comes out. Maybe I just need to survive one more hit, and then maybe we could land a one-shot. Level 62, and I was kind of hoping we could last longer, but Kingdra's Dragon Pulse still takes us out, and we can't get this far without using Swords Dance twice. I know we're around the point where it's normal to gain a lot of levels before the Elite Four, but I was really hoping we could get there below level 70. Who knows, maybe we still will. Alright, well this one didn't take too long. I got up to level 65, and we're faster than Kingdra, so we just one-shot it with Stomp. This Metronome held item is fantastic. I should probably use it in more runs where I know we're going to be spamming the same move a lot. Well, I was actually going to skip ahead to the rival fight, but this Kimono Girls fight that I normally don't show actually ended up being a problem. The first 3 evolutions were one-shots, but the Jolteon sometimes one-shots us with Thunderbolt. This time we survived with 2 health, but the Vaporeon after finished us off with Quick Attack. I guess I really do need to be closer to level 70. What a weird part of the run to get stuck at. So I get to level 70, and now Jolteon just doesn't use Thunderbolt anymore, just Thunder Wave or Double Team. Well, on the second try, we hit Crab Hammer and won, and then Vaporeon could hardly hurt us, so we won pretty easily. This is probably the last time in history that I need to talk about the Kimono Girls fight. It almost never matters. Last before the Elite Four is our rival, but he opens with a Sneasel that can hardly hurt us at all, so I just used Swords Dance and then swept his team like it was nothing. Really easy fight. Now that we're the Elite Four, let's take a look at our stats. Our attack is awesome, and our defense is pretty good too. I wish that we had a bit more health, but this still isn't awful. Even our speed is a bit higher than I was expecting. Our special defense isn't great, but I think the great IVs are keeping it from being too low. I actually think that a decent chunk of the Elite Four isn't going to be too bad, but Will might be difficult to build up Swords Dance against, and Lance is probably going to be quite the brick wall until we're around roughly level 90. Most of his team resists Crab Hammer, so we might need to just get faster and sweep with Swords Dance and Stomp. Make your final guesses on if we can win this or not. Let's do this. First is Psychic Trainer Will. This was actually really easy. I lost the first try because I used 2 Swords Dance, but a special defense drop led us to getting 2-shot. But then I tried using 1 Swords Dance and we ended up sweeping his whole team with Stomp. I guess that Silk Scarf is really giving us some crazy power. I love how hard we hit. Second is Poison Trainer Koga. This one was pretty easy too, though. We took a bit of damage from Giga Drain at the start, but second is Fortress, and it couldn't really do anything to us, so it sat there spamming Protect while we maxed out our attack and then swept the whole fight. He really should not have used a stalling Pokemon while I was building up my attack. Third is Fighting Trainer Bruno. Well, he opened with a Hitmontop who just wasted time with stuff like Dig, so we easily maxed out our attack and swept him. I'm actually not sure if this is gonna work on Karen, though. Fourth is Dark Trainer Karen. It took us ages to actually take out Umbreon at the start thanks to Double Team, but we easily built up all 3 Swords Dances, and it didn't take all that much damage before we started sweeping. The problem is that Gengar is faster than us and hit us pretty hard. Then the Houndoom after is faster than us as well, so we went down. Maybe I'll try a few times with a Quick Claw. Just being faster than one of the 2 should get us the win. Alright, well never mind. Next try and Gengar missed with Focus Blast, and Houndoom just used a Nasty Plot, so we won the whole fight while hardly taking any damage. That could not have gone more different. Finally, Pokemon Champion Lance. First is Water Onix, so our attack is down a stage from Intimidate, so Swords Dance is extra important. We got 3 Swords Dances in while he kept using Dragon Pulse, and although we took him out in the end, our health is pretty low. Second is Dragonite, who we one-shot, and third is another Dragonite, who we also one-shot. I'm really happy that I'm faster than them, or this would already be over. Fourth is Aerodactyl, and I knew it would be faster than us. I thought we'd lose when it hit Thunderfang, but because of our high defense, we survived with 3 health and took him out with Stomp. The last Dragonite was a one-shot, and I figured that Charizard at the end would be faster than us, but it wasn't, so it was a one-shot as well. That was incredibly close, but it was a first try at the Pokemon Champion. With that victory, we get into the Hall of Fame and win the run, but you know it's not over yet. Heart Gold has all of Kanto in the post-game, including 8 gym battles and a secret final boss fight with Red. 7 of those 8 gym battles are super easy since they're weaker than the Elite Four, so we're gonna skip ahead to the next real challenge, Blue. I have to say, I feel really good about this one. Now I know that Blue could be an issue because he's got that Executor who likes using Trick Room at the start, so I might have to experiment a bit to figure out how we're gonna start that fight. But once we have our attack built up, not much can stop us. Will we beat Red on top of Mount Silver? No, probably not, but who knows. If we ever end up faster than Pikachu, then maybe. Like, let's say we're faster. We one-shot him with Stomp, or maybe even Return if it requires that. Then we hope he sends out something that we can build up Swords Dance against. Maybe he sends in Venusaur and we just lose, but maybe he sends in something like Snorlax. For once, we don't have to worry about Blizzard spam since we resist Ice type, although our low special defense means that we will still take noticeable damage from it. I don't know, I kind of feel like there could be a chance to win it. Again, if Pikachu's slower than us. If he's faster, then we'd probably just lose right away. Alright, well we got to Blue at level 87 because I needed to level up more to outspeed some of the Pokemon in the Kanto gyms, but we can't one-shot Executor, who always one-shots us with Leaf Storm. No way we can build up Swords Dance against him if he's one-shotting us. I might need to just power up until we can one-shot him instead. So I get up to level 92, and now we can one-shot Executor. Second is Rhydon, and he wasn't hitting all that hard with Earthquake, so I built up 2 Swords Dances and then one-shot him with Crabhammer. Machamp is a one-shot, and after that is Arcanine, who we also one-shot, but his Intimidate did drop our attack a little bit. Next is Pidgeot, who was also a one-shot, and last is Water Onix. Now I thought I wouldn't get the one-shot because he also has Intimidate, but we were actually still strong enough to take it out in one hit. That was quite the sweep, but I'm very skeptical about our chances against Red. Okay, first try at Red, and we get outsped and one-shot by Thunderbolt. I figure this might happen. I'm gonna try again at level 100, but if we get outsped, then I might need to try until Quick Claw saves us. I hope it doesn't come to that. I really want to keep Silk Scarf for this fight. Man, next try, and even with him using a physical Volt Tackle, we get one shot. I guess we really do need the Quick Claw. Alright, next try and Quick Claw kicked in, so we one-shot Pikachu, but then Venusaur came in, outsped us, nearly one-shot us with Sludge Bomb, then we fainted to Hail Damage. Man, they didn't even need to use a Grass move when we got wrecked. It's still cool that we got that far, though. Well, it was nice having a shorter run after those 2 super long ones. Krabby is a fun Pokemon, and I need to use it in more runs. Might be good for a Pokemon X run, actually. I really hope you guys like that one. The next Pokemon Challenge should be up next week on Saturday, like usual, with Pokemon Red, with only one Doduo. I haven't done a Gen 1 challenge in a while, and believe it or not, but I've never done a Doduo challenge. Kind of felt like I had, but no, I looked it up, I haven't. As always, I'm looking at your suggestions in the comments in the challenge request section of my Discord channel and on Twitter. Subscribe, ring the bell, stay tuned. Outro time, I don't have a whole lot of time. My shoulder is really sore right now. And I kind of need to rush and get this whole thing edited so I can get it up on the Patreon and the YouTube members page for your early viewing and everything. But I do want to say that I've been doing a lot of the Pokemon Fire Red Nuzlocke recently. I think I've got like 7 sessions in now by the time I'm doing this voiceover. All of it's up on the channel that you're watching right now. I've been having such a fun time with that. First of all, for my first ever Nuzlocke, it's going so much better than I expected it to. Yes, we've had some tragic losses, but you know what? 7 sessions in, and we haven't had like a party wipe or anything. We haven't like gamed over or anything like that. I think it's going pretty well, all things considered, and it's been a really fun time. It's funny, I thought for years that I just wasn't into Nuzlocks because the only time that I had ever like tried it is a bit with some friends like a decade ago. I played like a fully randomized Nuzlocke. And we only played like 3 hours of it or something, but it just wasn't my thing. And I think what I've realized is, no, it's not that I don't like Nuzlocks. The Nuzlocke is actually really fun. It's I don't like a fully randomized Nuzlocke where like every Pokemon's randomized and the movesets are randomized and the abilities are randomized. I think I figured out that I just don't like playing that way. You know, it just takes all knowledge out of the game and everything's completely random, you know? But no, the Nuzlocke itself has been really fun. And, of course, thank you so much for all the positive feedback that I've been getting on the Pokemon Ultra Moon A Journey series with me, Whatageek, and Joe. That has been incredibly fun, both to hang out with my friends and record it for you, and also I've been having a lot of fun editing it, green screening in stupid things on screen, and making all kinds of dumb sound effect gags and all of that stuff. That's been really, really fun. It's awesome reading all your comments on that series because everyone's clearly having a really fun time with us. The feedback has been just unanimously positive. Everybody seems to be having a great time with that one, and we're having a great time recording it as well. I wish we could record it a little bit more often, but things keep coming up on Sundays, which is our recording days. But you know, we're definitely gonna beat the game. I'm having a lot of fun with it in general. It's funny, the first time I played Gen 7, I think it was Sun, and I played it on stream like 6 years ago. And maybe it's because I wasn't playing it with my friends, and also I was playing Sun rather than Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon or whatever. I don't know, but I felt like it was a bit of a slog back then, but now that I'm like hanging out, taking my time with it with my friends and everything, I'm actually really enjoying it. It's been really fun, so I'm still on the tutorial island, because I've been told it lasts a very long time, and yeah, it feels like it. But if you just kind of pace yourself, have fun with it, talk to all the characters, goof around a little bit, it's fun. The gameplay is still really good. It's a Pokemon game. The new Pokemon designs I've run into so far, I've liked all of them. Regional variants are one of the coolest things they have ever added to Pokemon games, so obviously I've got no complaints there. I don't know, it's been really fun. I've been having a really fun time with that playthrough. And of course, if you ever want to see those videos early, check out the playlist section, because when it comes to Let's Play videos, the moment I have them edited, I have them up to be watched as unlisted in the playlist. So even if they haven't been made public yet, you can watch them right now for free in the playlist. Just as soon as it's edited and uploaded, I put it in there even before I tell it to go public. You can watch it early. Unlike the Pokemon challenges, which you watch early by signing up to the Patreon or the YouTube memberships page. And speaking of patrons and YouTube members, the $50 supporter shoutout tier, of which we have a new name on that, although it's a new name, but it's a very familiar name to those of you who watch the streams. We have Jacob Busby, Javid Kusaro, Grayson Fitz, Tara Louise, Alessandra Hedgeblog, Joel Mann, Dark Soul, Young Smoky VP, Cal Anderson, Crystal Sunrise, Gabriel Thornton, and the new name, Hernandez Punchstick. For anyone who doesn't know him, he's been around forever because that username is a reference to a stream of Mountain Blade with Fire and Sword that I checked 13 years ago. 13 years ago. Isn't that crazy to think how long I've been doing this now? I am getting very close to 16 years of doing YouTube videos, at least on this channel. I was doing videos before this on like Blip TV and stuff back when that even existed, back in high school. But like, my first Let's Play series on this channel was Fallout 1, and I did that in September. It was September of 2010. I was still in high school. I was just finishing high school. Oh man, isn't that crazy to think? That's all unlisted, but you can still see it in the playlists. I've unlisted like a lot of my very earliest Let's Plays because they're just a bad first impression. I did such a bad job on those that I don't want it to be anyone's first impression of my channel, but I keep them up as unlisted so that people can watch them in the playlists after you have the context of my channel, just to see how far I've come if you want to. But don't go watch that first Fallout playthrough. It's horrible, and it has technical issues, and it has severe audio issues, and there's entire episodes missing because of a really old YouTube ID claim purge thing they did, where everyone's solution at the time was just take down those videos and re-upload them on another site. So I uploaded them on Blip, and that website doesn't exist anymore, so those videos are just lost footage. Yeah, if you want to see me play Fallout 1, watch the Let's Play I did in like 2016 or 2017. That one was much better. People actually enjoyed that one, and I think I did a pretty good job on that one. I kind of knew what I was doing by then, you know? Man, that was like 10 years ago now. Was it 2016? Maybe that was 2018. I don't remember. Whatever, it doesn't matter. All that matters is that anytime I bring it up, everyone asks if I'm ever going to do Fallout 2, and the answer is yes. And then they ask, am I going to do it with a restoration patch? And the answer to that is also yes, of course I'm going to. It's fantastic. All right, I gotta get this thing edited. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, have a nice day.